I am counting every blessing, counting every blessing, letting go and trusting when I cannot see. I am counting every blessing, counting every blessing, surely every
Welcome to the ND 500 podcast. On today's show, I want us to focus in on how we live our daily lives. This past weekend, my family and I, we traveled to Pascagoula, Mississippi, located right outside of New Orleans, Louisiana, and we went to attend my wife's grandmother's funeral. And while we were there, it was interesting to hear the comments that was being said during the funeral. It was obvious that some wished they would have said or done things while my wife's grandmother was still alive, and some even got up and apologized to the rest of the family on the actions that they had taken throughout their lives. So it's very interesting to hear what people say at funerals and what people say at the end of life. And it dawned on me at that moment that at some point, all of us will have a funeral one day. And I just want to encourage you on today that regardless of what's going on in your life, regardless of what you're going through, there's a certain way that we as Christians should live our lives. And I just have a poem here that I would like to read, a poem that I believe is very fitting, a poem I believe that would allow us to just sit back and think about how we live our lives. And sometimes we need that as Christians to just take an assessment of how we're living our lives. And I think this poem is very appropriate for it. It's called The Dash. I read of a man who stood to speak at a funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of birth and spoke of the following date with tears, but said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time they spent alive on earth, and now only those who love them know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that still can be rearranged. To be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about you, about how you lived your dash? And so on today, my challenge for you is to take an assessment, look at things and look at people in your lives and look at your individual life. And I challenge you to find those areas in which you feel that you can improve on, areas in which you can pour love towards someone God has entrusted you with. And I promise you that once you're able to do that, when your eulogy is read, you'll be proud of the things that your family and friends have to say about you. Until next time, live in truth.